If you want to write a book and become a best-selling author, you're in the right place. At Elite Online Publishing, we can help you create, publish, and market your book so that it becomes a #1 bestseller. We work with a limited number of authors to ensure that they receive the best possible service. So if you want to learn how to write and publish a book that will empower you to smartly grow your brand, business, and credibility, apply today. We look forward to working with you.
Hey everyone, welcome to our podcast, Elite Publishing. We are talking books today. We are talking publishing today. We have a new author, Kimmy K Powell, known as Kimmy K, and she has written the book, The Passion and Purpose Project, your 7-step future funnel to design the life you were meant to live. And her book is just about to come out. Kimmy K, I have known you for years. I am so excited to have you on our show today. You are just a rock star. You're a rock star mom, businesswoman, and now author. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's awesome to be here. I'm glad we could be together today.
Yeah, well, I'm so glad you're here because this book right here, you can check it out on Amazon, The Passion and Purpose Project, has been a while to get out. So let's talk about that journey of getting your book out. So what was the first idea you had and you wanted to write this book?
Yeah, so the first idea was basically this idea of the future funnel, which is, something that we've copyrighted and trademarked in the book. But it's this idea that you have to sort of work through what you don't want to do and the things that you do want to do, and then what's realistic for you to do and what kind of support do you have to do it. So really, it was just this idea that you could almost apply, metrics in a process. My background's in computer science, so I have a very algorithmic brain. So I think of things in steps and processes. So I was like, we should write a book about just like go through these steps to create your life.
So what was your biggest challenge in writing the book? I mean, I know you and I did a VIP day. We had technical challenges. It was like there was these roadblocks, not to mention then years later, then we had COVID. I mean, there were all these different things that happened that don't normally happen to an author. But talk about your writing process a little bit.
Yeah, I think I'm a big fan, and all's well that ends well. I really believe things happen the way they're supposed to happen. And I always say you can't push a waterfall back up, right? You just go with it. You let the waterfall you just get through it. So I think it happened honestly the way it was supposed to happen. It was a little stressful at the time because I had a short window of opportunity between opening a second spa and a son getting married and a few things. But what really helped me was not only the VIP day that you guys took me through, but the editor really helped me use the app Otter, where I could dictate. That was a game changer for me because I tend to be more animated when I'm speaking, like right now with you. I get excited. I'm passionate about things. When I start typing things or writing things, I'm self-analyzing the whole time I'm writing. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, wait, does that sound right? Does that sound right? Does that sound right? And when I speak, you just say it and it just is what it is, right? So my process got better, I think, as I was able to sort of take a dictation approach to it.
Mm-hmm. I love that. And I think me, for instance, I love talking more than I like typing. So I'm a better talker. So I talk on my books too. Otter has been a great tool.
I know. I should have waited till AI came out officially, right? So now you can just have Chat GPT do things. But anyway, we did it old school.
Well, you were ahead of the curve. A lot of people don't realize like Otter really is a form of AI, and we've been using it for 2 or 3 years.
That's
and
great.
It's really a secret weapon that we use even in sales calls. You can use it and recording, so you can go back and look at the notes of everything that you did.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's true. It does change it because it changes the way you interact with the words that you're putting out there. So I love it. And it was a big game changer for me.
Yeah. Well, tell us, how are you going to use your book? I know that you wrote it in a way to design your own personal life, but also for your business life too, right? The funnel goes either way.
Yeah. So, I mean, part of it is I took myself through my own future funnel because although I had these ideas, I hadn't really taken myself through. So it was really great to do that. And part of that is just recognizing that, I'm 53, I'll be 54 this summer. And I'm opening my 4th spa, and it's time for me to take yet another pivot. And I'm really enjoying mentoring, consulting, being an angel investor. I enjoy the hospitality and luxury hospitality industry. And I'm oftentimes at hotels or spas and I'm like, oh, I wish I could tell them what they could do better. So I'm hoping that by beginning to step into writing and more speaking and consulting, that I'll be able to help other people with their entrepreneurial endeavors, but also maybe be able to consult and travel and just do some things that I just have like personal passion for.
You know what I love? You realized, I want to talk about this a little bit. So you realized you wanted to speak more, consult more, and you knew that a book was going to set you up to do that. So would you recommend to other people to do that, and walk us through how you're going to use it as a platform and for your personal brand and the businesses you already have?
Yeah, no, I think that's a really great point, because I think a lot of people right now is more self-publishing or, using a publishing company like Elite Online. As all these different options and AI come available, you have to really decide, which avenue you're going to go. And some people, have different opinions on that. But in my opinion, I love what you guys are doing, because there is a whole host of business owners and executives who have something to say. They may not want to be a professional writer and go find an agent and go down that road, but they have something to say, and they want to use what they have to say as an opportunity to, move their career forward and help other people. So at the end of the day, I think this has been this was the right fit for me, because you guys do a great job of helping, executives and people who want to start a writing career figure out, their launch pad. And so I'm hoping that I have a few other books I'd like to write, but yes, it'll help me in the current business I have, just because it gives me an opportunity to interact with other people in business and the community, but also hopefully for future endeavors when there's an opportunity to speak or, have a seat at the table.
Yeah, I love that your book will be a platform. You've got a great website now that matches the book cover and all of that. Like, I think it's a great platform, not only to brand you as a person and a coach and a consultant, but you can actually be giving this to the people you're coaching and consulting, and it gives them that framework where you don't have to teach them all of it because it's already in the book. So I love that, it's kind of like the pre-meeting. Your book is your pre-meeting before the coaching call.
Well, I mean, let's face it, we are our brand, right? And now we're entering in a world with Web3 and other changes that, this is part of being an entrepreneur, is living your brand and having people, you're going to be perceived by your brand, regardless of your brand, what it is. So you might as well control your brand as best you can.
Mm-hmm. So well said. And, and I'm looking at your website here, and I'm going to put my little coaching hat on, like we like to do now and then.
Sure.
And I want you to talk to your website developer and have them add a bulk buying section there for your book, because we think about selling one book at a time, but there's this whole other thing where you could sell 100 books, 500 books to somebody, right? So who that ideal person is might be a university that wants to buy 500 books, might be a company that they're like, oh my gosh, this is great for our sales team or for young entrepreneurs. So I think having that bulk,
a great idea
on there, and then you can offer discounts, right? If they buy X amount, then the book is discounted a certain amount, and then you ship it right to them. So another great way to market yourself and have another option right there on your website.
I love that idea. So as soon as I learn how to buy in bulk, I will get that on there.
We'll show you how to do that.
Jen's got me almost there. I'm learning.
Yeah. Next week is when we order everything. So, yep.
But that's actually, sorry, I don't want to interrupt, but that's a really good point, because the person that I worked with a little bit on branding a few years ago, I had a personal brand consult with a wonderful woman, and she spoke at universities. And you really bring up a good point, which, listeners might take something from, but the lecture circuit in the universities and colleges is huge, and it might not be a right fit for everyone, but you make a great point, because then they can pick up 25 books for their class or whatever.
Yeah, and there's a way to position yourself when you're speaking. So when especially for paid speaking gigs, I'm talking about here. So you have your fee, but then you can say, well, if you'd like, I'll include so many books to that. Or if you want, for this price, you can get a book for everyone that's going to attend.
Yeah, I love it.
So you either can include it in your speaking fee, or you can have it separate and do book signings where people are buying them individually. But it gives some options there that you're selling those big things. And then there's partnerships too. And we're just learning about doing subscription boxes, like people who are doing business subscription boxes or inspirational things that you could sell thousands of books that way that are included in subscription boxes for people. So a lot of different ways that your book would fit in, Kimmy, for sure, into some of those things, and have
I love that
for you.
especially since most of my passion, not most of my passion, but a lot of my focus right now is in, students. I mentor at the College of Charleston Business School. I sit on a board there. I speak there. I judge, entrepreneurial competitions. And I think there's just a part of me that, and I write about this in the book, always wanted to be a teacher. So I gravitate towards educational opportunities because I love young kids and their excitement and curiosity about what they want to do with their lives. And I'm like, yeah, but you got to think about all these things.
And think about like the feeling that you're talking about that they get. Talk about the feeling and the transformation that you've had, because a lot of times when you're writing a book, before you start it, you have all these ideas in your head, but you have this different clarity and different things that you transform and grow when you're going through the process.
Yeah, no, it's really very interesting because, you start out with this idea and it seems so lofty, like, oh, I'm going to open a spa. Like that seems crazy. And then now it doesn't seem so crazy as I'm getting ready to open my fourth and think I'm going to write a book and it seems so hard. And then you are lucky enough to partner with someone like you and you start to realize like, it's not that hard, and as you go through, I mean, it's hard, but when you have somebody to help you along the way, it's really nice to help to coach you. And I think that's the message that, I have evolved in my, coaching or, mentoring, I guess is a better word. And that is, to take things into small pieces and to break them down into parts. And I think it's true of any change in life. And that's one thing as I've evolved through writing this book is just learning that, anything is possible when you break it down into manageable parts.
Yeah, I think that's definitely true. I want to circle back to that when you were saying you were speaking at the universities or to large groups. I spoke at a conference one time and they had VIP bags for those that paid the extra price for the VIP, got these little gift bags. And so I offered for my books because I think it was 100 VIP tickets. So I gave 100 books, which didn't really cost me that much. And all of the VIPs, I was signing more books at that event than I've ever signed before because they already had the book. So then when they came, they were like, oh, I wanted to come and hear you talk because I wanted you to sign my book, so it definitely brought more people to my little room because it was one of those conferences where they have breakouts. And
well, this is why it's so nice to work with a company like yours. And I'm really not just trying to spend this whole podcast plugging you guys, but the people will come to me and say like, oh, I want to write a book. And they're like, oh, but I don't want to self-publish or I'm like, why don't you just do it and have it open up these doors of opportunity and quit, analyzing it, right? What is the worst that can happen? Then maybe you write a book and the next time you get paid to write the book the next time, right? So at the end of the day, I think, these are all really great conversations. You want to be a speaker? Well, write a book and then figure out, learn things from other people. And that's what I get most excited about in life is learning from other people, collaborating, it just makes the journey more interesting. And you guys have the expertise. I don't have the expertise. So, but now this will put me hopefully one step closer to the next opportunity. And that's really what we're all trying to do, I think, in our careers anyway, is just keep moving forward.
So true. And the trend really now is to own your intellectual property,
That's right.
With a traditional publishing house, you really don't own that. And we call it these handcuffs. We've had authors where the traditional publishing house said, no, we're not going to do a paperback book for you. And you're like, but I want a paperback book.
Yeah.
No, we're just not going to run that. So you lose control. And especially if you're an entrepreneur, you're used to calling the shots and doing whatever you decide you want to do and making it happen.
Yeah,
and
you're right.
When you work with a traditional publishing house, they're telling you how they're going to do it. And you don't get any choice or any say in the matter.
No, I think you make a really good point. Same for songwriters. And this is, you're right. You're absolutely right. Blockchain, NFTs, we're moving into an entire new age where, promoters, influencers, artists can own their own material. And Dolly Parton was brilliant about this. If you ever study that sharp lady and didn't give away the rights for a song to Elvis. And it was a good thing she didn't because Whitney Houston went on to record that song. And so, but when you talk about, property rights or intellectual property rights, it's really important.
Yeah, I just actually shared that story on my Facebook today because I was reading it on someone else's Facebook.
Great.
And yeah, she bought Dollywood because of the royalty she got from Whitney's. So good thing she never did.
Yeah, she almost
right away.
Yeah, they wanted her to give half that away to Elvis, but anyway, they didn't. So it's all good.
She was smart. Well, make sure you go get the book, The Passion and the Purpose Project by Kimmy K Powell, your 7-step future funnel to design the life that you were meant to live. It'll be on Amazon and everywhere books are sold. And Kimmy, tell them where they can reach you and reach out to you to book you to be a speaker or consultant.
Yes, absolutely. So the website is kimmykpowell.com. You'll be able to purchase the book there. You'll be able to buy in bulk there now. And we have a local bookstore in Charleston called Buxton Books, of course, at my 3 spas, soon to be 4, and then at Amazon as well. So easy to find.
Great.
Awesome.
We'll put that up in the show notes. People can click and go buy your book.
I love it.
Thanks for coming. If you're looking to publish your book and become a #1 best-selling author, when you work with us, we guarantee it. And we have fun when we work together. EliteOnlinePublishing.com. Hit the author submission button. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Have a great week, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
If you want to write a book and become a best-selling author, you're in the right place. At Elite Online Publishing, we can help you create, publish, and market your book so that it becomes a #1 bestseller. We work with a limited number of authors to ensure that they receive the best possible service. So if you want to learn how to write and publish a book that will empower you to smartly grow your brand, business, and credibility, apply today. We look forward to working with you.